Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello dear students, welcome to another lecture. So far we have read in our drama class 9th alternative English, The Tale of Ivan the Fool, the first, second and the third scene describing the magical rewards that Ivan had received from the three imps who were sent by the devil with an intention to create a quarrel between the three brothers, that is Ivan, Simeon and Taras. But on the contrary, things settled in a very peaceful manner and there was no fight altogether. We are now going to proceed towards scene number 4 and let's see what happens thereafter. So the first narrator says, with their problems resolved, the brothers had no reason to fight. Ivan remained on the farm, working hard to care for his family. It so happened then that the Tsar's daughter fell ill and no one could cure her. So narrator 1 tells us that, with their problems resolved, who? The three brothers, Ivan, Simeon and Taras. So once their problems were resolved, the brothers did not have any reason to fight among themselves. Ivan continued to work on the farm. He continued to look after his family. But what happened? The daughter of the Tsar, the Emperor of Russia, so his daughter, he got ill and nobody could cure her. Narrator 2 says, Ivan must have used the magic root he had to cure her. So narrator 2 says that Ivan must have used the magical root he had to cure her. And narrator 1 says that yes, when he did, the Tsar was so happy that he gave his daughter in marriage to Ivan and made him the ruler of his kingdom. So the emperor was so happy that he married his daughter to Ivan and Ivan was made the emperor of his kingdom. Narrator 2 says, so Ivan the Fool became Ivan the Tsar, and that is how Ivan the Fool became Ivan the Tsar. So this is the scene of Ivan's court now. Ivan and his queen are on the throne. The minister, jester and courtiers are gathered around. So they were in the court. Ivan, his queen were sitting on the throne. His minister, his jester and all the courtiers were gathered around them. Minister said, my lord, we have a problem. Ivan asked him, what is it? The minister said the treasury is empty. There's no money to pay the people. Treasury, the place where the wealth of the kingdom was kept. So the minister said that basically we had no money and we had no money to pay to the people. Ivan said that let them not be paid. If we don't have the money, then let them not be paid any money. Minister said, if we will not pay them the money, they will stop serving us. Ivan said that if they stop serving others, they will be free to work for themselves. Then they can work on the fields and make their own food. The minister looks at Ivan, a little confused. Ivan ignores him and turns to a courtier who has made his way through the crowd. So he says to the courtier, do you have a problem? So Ivan said that it's perfectly fine. If these people are going to stop serving the others, then they will start working for themselves. Then they can work on the fields, they can make their own food. Now the minister, he looked at Ivan, he was confused. Ivan ignored him and he looked at the courtier. Who are the courtier in a king's court? The courtiers are the people who gave the king an advice on important matters. So he looked at the courtiers and he said, do you have a problem? So he asked that, is there a problem with this scenario? Courtier 1 said, that a thief broke into my house and stole all the money I had. I've come to you for justice. So the courtier said that there was a thief who came to my house, took away the money, and I want you to do something about it. Ivan said that he must have been in need. The thief must have needed the money. Why don't you share your money with him? Courtier one said, pardon me, excuse me, my lord. I have worked very hard for the money. Why would I share the money with him? Ivan said that in truth, there is no need for money. He addresses all the gathered courtiers. If all of us do our work and grow our own food, we won't need money. So Ivan said that there is no need for money. And then he looked at all the people who were there in his court, that if we do our work, if we grow our own food, then we won't need any money. The second courtier said, my lord, if all of us do our work, there will be no army. How will we defend our country? So the courtier said that if we are going to do our work, then there will be no army. The people will continue to work on the farms, on the fields. So how are we going to protect our country then? Ivan said, don't worry about the wars. There will be no need for them. If others want to come and live with us, they can, as long as they do their own work. From now on, even the Tsar will have to earn his food and sleep. So Ivan said that don't worry about the wars. There will be no need for a war. If there is, if the other people, they want to come, they want to live with us, they can. But they will have to do their own work. So with a lot of firmness, with a lot of anger and with a lot of, concreteness in his voice, Ivan announced that from now on, even the emperor will have to earn his food and he will have to earn his sleep. Hearing this, many in the court began to leave. So there were many people in the court who started to leave the court. As they leave, the jester begins to cry aloud. His loud wails catch Ivan's attention. So when the people start to leave the court and to start to leave the country, the jester in the court, he started crying very loudly. And his wails, his cries were so loud that they reached Ivan's ears. Ivan asked him, why are you crying? Jester said, don't you see, my lord? The wise men of our kingdom are all leaving. Only the fools remain. None will laugh at my jokes anymore. So Jester says, don't you see, my lord? Whatever wise men, wise, intelligent men were there in the kingdom, they are all leaving. And only the fools are staying behind. And this way, nobody will laugh at my jokes anymore. Ivan said, henceforth, there shall be no court jesters or ministers. You are free to look after your own household. So Ivan said that if there is nobody who will laugh at your joke, so that means there is no place for a jester or minister in the court. So you also can leave. You also start working and looking after your family, your household. Jester said, please allow me to remain in the palace and serve you, my lord. I have no family and know no work other than to make people laugh. So Jester requested Ivan to let him stay in the palace and to serve him. He said that there is no family that I have. There is no work that, I know other than to make people laugh. Ivan said, then you are to check the hands of the guests who come to dine with us. You shall make sure that those with dirty hands sit at the table, while the rest sit on the floor and eat the leftovers. Now, Ivan told the jester that, okay, what you are going to do then, whenever the guests will come to the palace to have food with us, you will check their hands. The ones whose hands are dirty, they will sit at the table and be served good food. Those whose hands are not dirty, they are clean. They will sit on the floor and will eat whatever is left over. Ivan said, the jester said, don't you think it is very strange? It is a very, strange practice that you are going to follow, my lord. Ivan said, no, there is nothing strange in it. The hands which are clean are those which have not done any work. The workers' hands are the ones which are dirty and they shall eat the best food. He said, there isn't anything strange in it. Those hands which are totally clean belong to those people who have not done any work, while the workers' hands which are dirty are the ones who worked hard and therefore they should be given the best food. Ivan leaves and the rest follow him. The rest of the people went behind him. As they leave, a thunderous noise is heard and the devil appears. So when they left from there, there was a thunderous noise and the devil appears one more time. Devil was very displeased. He was unhappy. Ivan the fool has become a Tsar. 3 of my best aims could not do anything about him. Shame. I must take care of the matter myself. The devil leaves in a cloud of smoke. So the devil appeared there. He was very unhappy. He said that Ivan the fool has ended up becoming a Tsar. He's become an emperor. I sent the best of my assistants, but they could not do anything about him. That is a shame. I have to take care of the matter myself. So the devil left in a cloud of smoke. So left in a cloud of smoke means he just disappeared from there. So the next scene, the second narrator says, when the devil took over, what did he plan to do? The first narrator replied, he went to Ivan in the disguise of a general and tried to urge him to raise an army. His plan was to defeat Ivan's army with another. So, what did the devil wish to do? He went to Ivan's kingdom in the disguise of a general. Disguise means looking like a general. Okay, he changed himself. He turned himself to look like a general. He went to Ivan and he urged him. He requested him to raise an army. And his plan was to defeat Ivan's army with another army. Narrator 2 said, Ivan would surely not have agreed to the idea. So he was very sure that Ivan would have said no. Narrator 1 said that Ivan told the devil that he could take any who volunteered to become a soldier. However, the devil failed to convince even a single fool in Ivan's kingdom to volunteer. So Ivan straightaway did not say no to him. He said that you may approach the people of my kingdom on your own, and whosoever wants to be a soldier can become a soldier and can raise an army. But the devil failed to convince even a single fool. There was not even a single fool who volunteered, who agreed to become a soldier. So Ivan's kingdom, some fools are working on their fields and singing happily. So now the scene shifts to Ivan's kingdom, where the fools were working on their fields and they were singing happily. The fools were singing in unison. They were singing together. Hands and feet are ever busy. No one fat, no one lazy. We all toil day and night and live in joy without a fight. So the devil appears. He was dressed as a general, as I told you. The fools continue with their work, taking no notice of him. The devil tries to catch their attention in vain. So the devil came there. He was dressed like a general. The fools continued to work on their, on their fields, and they did not notice the devil at all. The devil was trying to catch their attention, but in vain. It was useless. He could not do anything. Devil addresses the fools and he says, "Spare me some moment, countrymen." One by one, the fools look up at him. The devil's attire and presence evoke an immediate interest in them. Evidently satisfied, the devil continues, "I am to be your general and I am here looking for volunteers to join the army." So the devil, he talked to the fools there. He told them, "Spare me a moment. Kindly, give some attention to me, countrymen." And when he said that, one by one, the fools looked at him. Now, why did the fools look at him? Because of his attire. Attire, the way he was dressed, and the reason that he was present there wearing that uniform, that costume, that basically took the attention of the other people of the kingdom. The devil was satisfied that everybody was looking at him, so he continued. He said that, "I am going to be your general." Who is the general? The head of the army. So he said, "I'm going to be your general and I'm looking for people who volunteer, who would want to join the army." The fools, they looked at one another and were confused. The first fool said, "Why do we need an army? We don't have an enemy." Devil started laughing and he said that the Tsar of the other country may attack you anytime. You must have an army to defend yourself, to protect yourselves. The seventh fool said that our Tsar Ivan has a lot of soldiers. We don't need more. Devil said that those soldiers, they only sing and dance. You need soldiers who can fight and can take over the other lands. Whoever joins the army will be given a bottle of wine and a red cap. The second fool started laughing and said, "We have plenty of wine and we make that wine ourselves." And the third fool said that our women, our wives, the women of our kingdom, they make caps for us, and even the striped caps are made for us. So different types of caps are made for us. Devil, he mutters to himself. He started to speak to himself. This won't work. None will volunteer to be a soldier. They have to be brought in by force. So he tells to the fools, every citizen of this country will have to enlist as a soldier. Those who refuse will be put to death. So he thought that talking and convincing them like this is not going to work. He thought that I will have to use force in order to bring them to the army. So he said that every citizen of this country has to enlist, has to get his name written as a soldier, and if you don't do that, you are going to be killed. Fool number 4 said, he was very defiant. He was very adamant, and he said, who are you to decide whether we are going to live or die? Our Tsar Ivan would never agree to this. The 6th fool said, if we don't fight for the country, you say we will be put to death. But if we do, we could be killed in the fighting anyway. Better still to die at home than at war, if death is the only certainty. So 6th fool said that if we don't fight for the country, you are saying that we are going to be put to death. And if we fight, if we join the army, then obviously we will be killed fighting anyways. So it is better that we get killed at home rather to die at war. If we are to die for sure, then I would prefer to die at home rather than at war. Devil said that by refusing to be a soldier, you are going against your country's interests. All of you are traitors. So the devil said that since you are refusing to become the soldiers of your country, you are going against the interest of your country. And this way you are becoming traitors. Who are the traitors? Who go against their countries. Fool 5 says, I don't understand. If we don't attack anyone, why would they attack us? First fool said, don't waste our time. And then he told his fellow workers to get back to work. So they return to work and they start singing their song again. The devil stood there with a look of disbelief at having failed. So he just could not believe the fact that he failed. Devil was very angry. He was disappointed. He said, this is disgusting. They are spoiling all my plans. I will show them how wrong they are. I shall persuade the Tsar of Tarakan to attack Ivan's kingdom. Let the fools defend their country without a single soldier. So the devil, he thought that this is disgusting. This is so bad. They are spoiling my plans and I will show them that they are wrong. So he decided that he's going to convince the Tsar of Tarakan to attack Ivan's kingdom. He said that let the fools, he thought that since they are going to be attacked by the Tsar of Tarakan, now I will see how the fools are going to protect their country when they have no soldier among themselves. So the devil leaves and the fools continue to work. Okay, so we've read the two scenes, scene number 4 and 5, wherein we read how Ivan became the Tsar. He married a princess and he ended up convincing all the people in his kingdom that they should earn their own bread. They should work hard so that they can earn money and need to look after their household. We also saw that the devil, who was very disheartened with the fact that the imps could not do anything to defeat Ivan, he took the things in his own hands and he dressed himself up like a general, approached Ivan so that he could raise an army. Ivan told him that he would certainly do it if he agrees, if he convinces one of the people of his kingdom. He went to the people who were working in the field and they did not bother. They simply said that if we were to die, we would prefer to die at home rather than die fighting at war. So I'm going to pause here, my dear students, and now we are left with one last scene for this drama, which I'm going to take up in my last video. So I'll see you all in my next lecture. Thank you.